Well folks, since the last update, the four-wheel drive has been coming along real nice, as you can see. So I got the skid plate on the front for the engine, and I got a hole cut in the bottom so that way I can get to the oil drain for the pan. That just bolts right up to the axles on each side. I also have my wheel horse hood mounted on here, and it's got the hood stops and everything. Pulled the dash out of the 1277 wheel horse that used to have the loader on it. Took the steering column out, so the dash mounted up, brackets. I also got a plate with the amp meter in it. And Dad was running the hydraulics, kind of loosely ran them while I was at work today, so we'll be finishing those up tonight. I got to get my head shroud off Aaron's for the engine because I still haven't found one for a 16 horse Kohler yet, so given that that loader doesn't get used too much. And I also got to finish up the throttle, the choke cable, the electrical. I'll be doing that probably tonight. I got the piston mounts all welded up last night. Those are all said and done. I also have to add on some foot pads or somewhere to put your feet for now, because this is going to a tractor show next weekend here in Boylston, the Straw Hollow Engine Show. Nice little show, I recommend it for anyone in the area. So this will be making its debut there, and it's not going to have brakes in time for the show, so I'll probably be just welding up some sort of small pad off of the plate in the back to put the feet on for the time being until I can get around to putting the brake pedals on. But I got all the shifters finished up, so forward reverse is right here, high-low Swift-O-Matic for the front, and then you have your high-low shifter for the front transmission, high-low Swift-O-Matic for the rear transmission, and your forward reverse for the rear transmission. So that's all said and done. And I also have to switch out this dog gear shifter with one like this, because I'm not going to bother with a small lever. If I need to, I can just reach over and flip it over. Not like I need any more levers on this thing. So we'll be getting the hydraulics finished up, and then hopefully this weekend we'll have this thing running and driving around, and I'll be able to get some video for you guys. Maybe take it for a nice crawl up through the woods and see how it does. So anyways, let's get going on the hydraulics and the electrical. Well, last night me and Dad got a lot of the hydraulics and wiring finished up. He ended up putting all the lines on, got all those squared away, and I did a lot of the wiring. I got the ignition switch on, the light switch, got our voltage regulator in the front here, and the solenoid mounted underneath the dash, amp meter. So those are all said and done and everything. So I gotta finish up putting in the light bezel this morning, and then maybe if I feel like it, I'll mount some tail lights. But I think I'm just gonna be putting in headlights for now and this wheel horse hood, just so we have something for the show. Still have to get my shroud, as I had said, off the errands, because I still haven't found any 16 horse sheet metal online yet to buy, so I gotta get that going. But aside from that, I'm going to be making sure all the transmissions are topped off with oil again, get all those done, and then we can see if it'll fire up, and we can check the steering on it.
That in tight too.
Yeah. So as you just saw, we had it steering and everything, and I took it for a lap around the backyard, and everything worked out pretty well. So it does run real nice, no problems there. I gotta adjust the carburetor a bit more. The only issue I ran into was the charging system. We had to change around some of the electrical on the back of the key switch, but the stator is bad, and the flywheel magnets, about 3 of them came off the back of this flywheel, are loose. So I have another flywheel on in the shed. I'm going to throw on it for now so I don't have to worry about letting the glue set on those. But the stator, the wires on them were completely junk. When I started cutting off this cover, I just had one wire that just pulled right out of it. I don't know how well the camera's going to focus, but it was really corroded. A lot of crap in there. They didn't use the best wire when they put these stators together. So what I'm going to do is cut that wire off of the coils. I'm going to solder on a new wire, put the stator back in it, get another flywheel, throw that back on, and then we can fire it up and hopefully everything's going to charge then. So I got the stator back in, and the flywheel, I ended up re-gluing the magnets instead of getting another flywheel. So I got that working, charging system's back up and running again, and I also had to put on another hydraulic pump, the Fisher plow pump, because the other one was leaking really bad out of the seal for the shaft. So threw another pump on, and there's no leaks in the hydraulic system so far, which is good.